Here's the starting lineup for today's Dover 400. Gordon is on the pole. Next to him, Scott Riggs.
In row 2, third in points, Matt Kenseth's on the inside. Ryan Newman in the 12 cars on the outside.
Joe Nemechek still sitting on pit road on the inside of row 3, and Carl Edwards on the outside.
Row 4, Reed Sorensen and Greg Biffle.
Row 5, Mark Martin, who sits 6th in the points. On the outside, Kurt Busch.
On the inside of row 6, Kevin LePage. Great qualifying run for Kevin. And Sterling Marlin, good run for him on the outside.
The 10 drivers in the chase for the championship, highlighted in yellow in our starting grid, like they will be on the ticker during the race. In row 7, it's Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Robbie Gordon.
Row 8, Brian Vickers on the inside. Get today's Busch winner, Clint Boyer on the outside.
Row 9 on the inside, Kyle Petty on the outside. A guy that needs to win this race today, Jimmy Johnson.
Been a long time since Jeff Burton's gone to victory lane. It could happen today. He's in row 10 next to David Stremme.
Casey Kane and Tony Stewart in row 11. Both these guys get around this racetrack pretty good.
On the inside of row 12, Denny Hamlin talked about trying to figure out this racetrack, but he's got 400 miles to do it. Casey Mears on the outside.
In row 13, the championship leader looking for his 3rd straight win, Kevin Harvick next to Bobby Labonte.
In row 14, Kyle Busch has got to start digging out of that hole right here today at Dover. On the outside, Jeff Green.
Inside of row 15, Michael Waltrip. On the outside, Travis Kvapil. A couple of guys who good runs.
Derek Cope, Jamie McMurray share row 16.
Row 17, Martin Truex and Dale Jarrett.
Row 18, Elliott Sadler in the 19 Dodge, and Kenny Schrader. His last victory, he came here at Dover.
David Reagan gets a start in the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series in that 06 car, next to a guy that's been hot the last couple of weeks, Dave Blaney.
In row 20, David Gillen in the 38 Yates car, and Stanton Barrett on the outside, the 61 car.
Tony Raines on the inside of row 21, the DLP car, and J.J. Yaley on the outside in a backup after crashing in qualifying.
Scott Wimmer got the 43rd and final starting spot this afternoon in Dover. The 32 and the 10 going to the back for an engine change, and as BP mentioned, J.J. Yaley is in a backup car. 4 drivers failed to qualify for today's race. Very fast track. The fans have packed the place again. Round 2 of the chase is green.
Wow! Look at that 12 car go.
Ryan Newman wasted little time. A lot of traffic back here, though.
Is that Kyle Petty? Looks like someone might have. It's a 45 car. I don't know if he got in the wall up 4 or not.
Gordon runs 2nd. Matt Kenseth in the 17 is 3rd.
I think that was Kevin LePage.
Was it?
The 49 car.
Instead of Kyle Petty. Trouble. Kvapil spins off turn 4 in that wall hard.
First caution.
That's a problem. If you wreck coming off a 4, you're going to wreck a lot. I mean, if you lose it getting off a 4, because you're going to go down and hit that inside wall a ton. And I know.
From experience.
I've done it.
Jimmy Johnson last year in qualifying. Remember when he spun in qualifying and did hit anything? The very last car.
He was just way up high. He was on the gas. Man, you know, just that turn 4 area is really, really tricky. Looks to me like he just got up a little bit too high, maybe in the marbles.
That's what it looks like, that yes, he was too high in the corner. Now, later on in the race, that might be the groove, but not this early.
Pace car to pit road. Ryan Newman brings them back to green. Drivers in yellow on the ticker. The 10 drivers in the chase for the championship.
Take a couple laps for things to get sorted out. Everybody's right down on the bottom right now. The further they run, the longer they put laps on these tires. You'll start seeing guys going to the top, actually finding places where their cars handle the best.
It's Greg Biffle in the high groove.
I don't think he wants to be up there. I think he kind of got kicked up there, and will get back to the bottom as quick as he can.
Mark Martin runs in the 7th spot. An update from Dave Burns.
And Bill, he was told that his teammate Greg Biffle was having trouble keeping his car down to the low side, and that's one of the reasons why he was aggressive with him and quickly went by him.
Now Martin looking inside of Joe Nemechek.
Talked to Pete Wright, the car chief on that 01 Army car this morning, and congratulated him on a great qualifying run. He said, now we just got to stay up in the top 5. We see that's not happening. That was a battle for the 6th position. He's now back to 7th and about to lose that to Kurt Busch.
Up trouble, Stewart and Casey Kane.
Kane, one of the championship chasers. Talked to him on Friday about all the bad luck he's had at this track, and now more of it. Second caution of the race. Heavy damage to the 9 car of Casey Kane. Came in 8th in the championship standings.
Casey Kane up on the top. Oh, Stewart just loses it. Loses it down in the bottom, and Casey Kane just gets collected.
Has nowhere to go. On board with Casey Kane as he goes in turn 3, and he thinks he's good and safe, but Tony Stewart, the back end comes around, and up the racetrack he goes. There's nothing you can do about that in Casey Kane's situation.
There's guys down on the bottom of Casey.
Still there.
See him up high. He couldn't turn left because Sterling was there. Or David Stremme was there.
Good job. Caution's out. Real good.
So, yeah, he had no place to go. Kyle Busch wants around 19 bad. He's going to have to wait, get this sorted out. Got some cars down there, a lap more down, and he's going to have to work by them first, as is everyone else.
31 cars on the lead lap.
Kurt Busch got awfully close to the outside retaining wall.
Did that on his qualifying lap, too.
Ooh, slides up a little bit there.
What's going on with the 5 car?
Keep an eye on it.
Blowing out, boys. It's blowing out.
Oh, man.
Pressures. Let me know your pressures and temps.
Dave? And before that, it's blowing up. Not good.
Wow. In the wall at New Hampshire.
2:32, 16, 87, and 25.
Sounds like he was reading his pressures and temperatures there off his gauges.
It's like 230 water, 260 oil. That's temperature. That shouldn't be a problem. It looks like it's on 7 cylinders. You know, they had a problem with the 48 car last week at Loudon. It was a spark plug wire boot that goes over the spark plug itself. I still haven't seen any smoke out of the 5 car.
Now, it has some smoking, but and you can see he can keep up through the corners when everybody else is laying out of the throttle. But boy, when he gets on the straightaway, he just gets clobbered.
Here comes Mark Martin in the 6, looking back from Jeff Burton's car.
2 on, folks. I just switched the battery.
Just went to his backup battery. Make sure that it wasn't a problem with that ignition, but it doesn't look like it helped the BP.
Sure doesn't.
The races back around the 18th, 19th, 20th position, and now clearly off the pace.
Oh, he's very, very slow. He's going to pit road.
Going to try.
All right, come down. Coming to you.
Kyle Busch.
Follow up. Yep.
His championship chances melting away here at Dover. Dave?
And they're going to go under the hood, Bill. We've seen already at Richmond, the race before the chase, Denny Hamlin having spark plug wire problems. They hope it's something that simple. But as you heard, Kyle was switching everything that came in twos on this car, and nothing was helping. Crew going underneath. They'll see what else they can find and hopefully fix for Kyle. But as you said, after last week, they needed a big turnaround. This is another blow.
So the crew works on pit road. The race continues. Jeff Gordon in the 24. Scott Riggs right behind him.
Scott Riggs is going to take the 9th spot away from Martin Truex.
See Carl Edwards, the 99 car back there. He has worked his way up to the 11th position after being 23rd after his boo-boo on pit road when he missed his pit stall.
Scott Riggs had a good qualifying run, but you heard the story on Bank of America countdown to green. Had to drop to the 38th spot.
Check this out.
Of an engine change. Elliott Sadler coming back on Matt Kenseth for the lead.
Wow. Elliott.
Got that track position. They're capitalizing on it.
Had a great pit stop in that 19 car. As we watch this, I'll tell you that they're pushing the 5 car towards the garage.
You following that, Dave?
I am, and Alan Gustafson told me this morning, you know, the thing about last week's problem at New Hampshire is I saw this team come together and not quit. That's what they're going to do right now. They're going to go under the valve covers in this motor and see if perhaps they've broken a valve spring or something like that. Get him back out here. They may finish way down in the pack. They'll probably still be 10th in the championship. They are not giving up.
So they'll work hard, and they might come back out. And it's not necessarily the position they're going to be in the championship standings, but how many points they are behind the leader.
Exactly. I talked about the 99 car, Carl Edwards, just a moment ago, running in 11th position. He has lost a couple of spots. He's whacked to 12th and maybe even 13th now. So the 99 car going the wrong direction.
You see Riggs in that pack in the 10. Update on the 99. Marty?
And one of the reasons he may be falling back to the field, BP, is because they warned him that on the last stop, after they took the tires off, they noticed the right front was a little abused. In fact, it was starting to lose air pressure, so the caution was very fortuitous for the 19 team. They got that right front off, but Carl now knows it may have been abusing the right front on that last run, maybe trying to take it a little bit easier on this run. Matt?
And the other chaser there, the 31 now, Jeff Burton, he hasn't escaped issues today. Now, he had a bad vibration earlier. Took a set of tires off, that one away. Then he made contact with the 25 of Vickers, damaged his left front fender. They repaired that on his last stop, but they just can't seem to work the tightness out of the race car. It has gotten better. A little bit of progress made, but not enough to where it really shows. Right now, he is just hovering around the 15th position.
Burton is 15th, Matt. Mark Martin 16th. McMurray 17th. Stremme in the 40 car in the 14th spot, on board with Jeff Burton.
And while it looks like a lot of cars are having that issue not being able to turn, they go in the corner and the car just, as they turn the steering wheel, it doesn't turn, it just slides up the racetrack.
Right up.
Dave, you following Mark too?
I am indeed. In his car, he's been complaining that it tightens up as the run goes along, so they made some changes on that last stop. One thing they did check is the right front headlight area had a small dent or a hole, they thought, from contact on pit road the stop before. They reasoned that that was okay. They did not put a patch or anything on there, but Mark is logged back in the middle of the field.
.128 laps complete. 34-year-old Matt Kenseth in that 17 car has recaptured the lead, going around Elliott Sadler. They've swapped it a couple of times. Here's the most recent one.
Yeah, coming off turn 2, the 17 car got that great run, and Sadler said, well, okay, I can fight him, or we can just get in line and try to run away from these guys. But we see Kurt Busch in that 2 car back there, and he continues to be lurking.
Kenseth has led 46 laps.
As a matter of fact, he's not lurking anymore, that 2 car. He has passed the 19 car to move into second.
The 2 car runs second. Let's check in on his brother, and here's Alan.
Yeah, Kyle has climbed from the car. Kyle, any idea what it is?
No, not yet. I mean, it must have been top end valve train or something. Nothing came out the bottom. So just a shame for the whole Kellogg Chevrolet Monte Carlo SS. You know, it was really, really strong today. Very proud of the team. I told him I was very proud of them the way the thing was set up there in the beginning. It was awesome. I mean, we drove from 18th or 20th, whatever it was, up to 3rd, and we were still catching those 2 leaders. So, you know, this isn't normal for the Hendrick Motorsports engine department. Normally, they give us great horsepower, great torque, and everything. So, this must be a fluke deal, parts failure, whatever, but it's a shame that it was ours.
The question you hate to have to ask, but 2 races in, a championship thought?
We're done.
Thanks, Kyle.
I agree with you. Unfortunately.
No, yeah, I mean, 240 plus points back. You're right. You're done.
You work so hard all season to make the chase.
And then to be out in the first 2 races.
Yeah, you're not halfway through the second one yet.
That's brutal.
Denny Hamlin having his problems today. Matt Yoakum has his pit.
Bill, you heard him say in our countdown to green, his biggest issue today, just comfort here at Dover. He doesn't have it, just cannot seem to find it. Now, Mike Ford and Spider Gillen told me this weekend the biggest thing is just trying to keep him pumped up. Their goal now, just leave here with a top 15 finish. Denny told me yesterday, he said, I can't even take it up a notch to where I get it on the edge where I might even back in the fence. I just cannot find any decent feeling here at Dover. Dave?
Matt, Kevin Harvick has not found his way to the front of the pack yet. Remember, he started back in 25th position. Currently runs 20th, restarted 23rd at the last green flag. The car has been loose all day. Loose getting into the corner, loose through the center, and they've had trouble adjusting on it. They just haven't found what they want yet to make that 29 car less loose. And that's hard to handle here, Wall.
Yeah, it really is. And you know, that's why I think he's found a spot there where he's not racing around a lot of other cars, because it makes it even worse when cars are underneath you, around you. So I think he's just trying to ride this thing out until they can get it adjusted during a pit stop. And if he gets the car feeling the way he wants, he'll get it up to the front.
You know, that's in talking to the crew chiefs this weekend, everyone was complaining about being able to find that perfect spot. Said you're either loose or you're tight. It's trying to balance on a razor blade. You know, either one side or the other. You can never find that sweet spot. And the one that the team that finds it the best will win.
And you work on that, what, 200, 300 laps and hope you get it for the last 100?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're always looking for it. You want it right now. You don't want it for the last 200. You want it for the whole 400. But every time you come in, you're trying to make those at the hold of the racetrack. That car is just sliding. You see him save it right there. And so he is driving for everything he's worth right now. So he doesn't have that comfort. You're not comfortable when you drive the car down into the corner and the thing slides up 3 or 4 lanes.
And he's not comfortable back in 27.
Right.
Matt?
Bill, he is saying the car is loose, then it's tight, then it's snappy loose again. He said at one point it feels like we've got 90 pounds of air in all 4 tires. I don't know what to tell you. Right now, he's just trying to survive his day here in Dover.
And that's what a lot of these guys are talking about here. It's just grip in general. It's like you're in a 4-wheel slide around this place. You don't get into the racetrack. And don't forget this racetrack, as you go into turn 3, you dive off the racetrack down into turn 3. Then as you're going through 3 and 4, you'll come up out of the racetrack and there'll be a big bump right here. And it lifts the tires off the ground. And it's just, he talked about a roller coaster. This is the closest you'll get to a roller coaster ride in a Cup car.
And that's his teammate, Tony Stewart, right in front of him. So maybe Stewart's trying to give him a hand, show him the way around.
With half a race car.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Stewart's got no back end on that race car right now, so, you know, he's not having all that much fun. So that's how bad Hamlin's car is right now.
I think that Tony followed Denny Hamlin for quite a while, trying to help him out and probably talking to him about. And we see Greg Biffle, the 16 car, going by Junior in the 8, taking over the 4th position.
Kyle Busch's car has been officially retired from the race. Out for engine. 23 cars on the lead lap. Greg Biffle is the race leader. This is for fourth. Kurt Busch taking it away from Mark Martin.
Well, in just a few laps, about 10 laps, there's going to be some sad puppies on this racetrack.
Yep. Unless yellow comes out.
They're going to be saying, you got to pit for fuel.
That'd be maybe your Greg Biffle, your Elliott Sadler, Jimmy Johnson, Mark Martin,
That's
Jamie
exactly the puppies I was talking about.
These guys are looking for debris right now.
They are. There's your race leader, Greg Biffle. He has led 57 laps.
Pit time, 3,800 seconds.
But he's not going to lead the next one.
Oh, my goodness.
They elected to stay out under the caution. Now they have to pit under the green.
Right here. Right there. Boom.
Coming to you, Alan.
Yeah, now what this crew is hoping for is that this race stays green for a long time. Everybody else has to pit under green, then the yellow comes out, and everybody comes down pit road together, regrouping them with their track position. For now, though, Biffle going to go at least one lap down. There'll be a 4-tire change here for the 16 team, and you heard them warn him about his pit road speed. The last thing you want on a green flag stop is a speeding penalty, which would take you out of any chance to get back in sync with the leaders if the race runs green long enough. Fairly smooth looking stop so far, and we'll see how far behind the 16 car is.
He's going to be back there a ways.
That's a lot of hoping for.
Yeah.
Green, and then everybody stopped, then yellow, and oh boy.
Under the caution on lap 166, Matt Kenseth pitted, was out of his box, had to back up, get back in the pit box, then make their stop, then came out. He went in as the leader, restarted 19th. Now he has worked his way back to the front on lap 267. More on the 17 from Marty.
It's been an amazing recovery for these guys. They knew they had a fast car, so when they were in the back, they also tried to keep Matt as patient and as calm as possible. And they've done a good job of working their way back up through the field. To answer BP's question, yes, they can make it on one more stop. And for Jimmy Johnson, the man just behind him on the racetrack, in second position, about 20 laps from now, they will have to pit. Jackenhouse just radioed Jimmy a few moments ago. About lap 280 to 285 is when they expect Jimmy on pit road.
So that means he has to stop twice. He cannot make it the rest of the way. I don't think he can.
Last stop 186 for that 48 bunch. Laps to go here at Dover. Matt Kenseth is the race leader. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is 24th. Right now, 3 laps down. Kenseth trying to knock him down one more. Jr. has his hands full with a problem. Has had tire issues throughout the day. But right now it's Kevin Harvick who clearly has issues.
Yeah, that does not sound good. He is way off the power.
During the commercial break, we heard him talking to the crew chief, Todd Barrier, about maybe it was a broken header or something, but Dave, it sure sounds like it's more than that.
Yeah, BP, when he first reported, of course, he was fishing for something that was wrong with the race car, and it was only a minor problem, and as you can now hear, it's gone progressively south, getting worse.
No,
and it doesn't get better.
No, it doesn't get better. That's exactly right. Normally, it gets worse until it blows. BP, he's just got, you know, if he can hang in there for 38 laps, it'll make a big difference at the end of the day. If it does break, he's going to take quite a hit in the points. He's sitting second right now.
So he saw 8,200 RPMs. That should be 9,200 RPMs. So he's easily lost 1,000 RPMs down the straightaway.
Burton has been running the fastest laps of the 25.4. And Harvick is running 26.6. So
right.
Burton is also closing in on Kenseth.
He's only a half second behind Kenseth.
How about that 31, Matt?
Well, he quickly passed the 2-car Kurt Busch, who was on older tires. Now the 31, remember his car was so loose before they made that last stop. Their adjustments has helped. Pressure tires helping as well. He's closed within half a second of Burton. He can see him in his sights, and what a day these guys have had. They had contact earlier, rebounded from that when they had the issue with 25. this is the kind of top 5 run they need, especially if you look at their whole weekend in general. They were a little bit off. They really turned it around. Marty?
Matt, meanwhile, for his teammate Clint Boyer, things are not going so well. Just like Kevin Harvick, Richard Childress came on the radio, said Harvick is losing his engine. Boyer also losing his engine. Electrical problems. They think they might have lost a valve spring. They're currently in 5th, trying to hang on to it as best they can, although a lot of cars are going to start to go around them here pretty soon.
I don't think the 29 is going to see the end of this race, because I just saw a lot of smoke come out of that car. In fact, he's slowing down on the backstretch right now. There he is. That's out the back of the car, so he is finished.
Kevin Harvick.
It's all done there, guys.
He's won the last 2 races.
10-4.
And came in as the
I'm in
champion.
the garage to see, but I'm sure we are.
Came in as the championship leader, now headed for the garage with 33 laps to go.
And Wally, we talked about when Matt Kenseth decided not to pit on that last caution flag, and some other guys did, and you said he would show up in about 30-40 laps. Well, right now, it's showing up. Jeff Burton with those 4 fresh tires, he's closing up around the back bumper of Matt Kenseth.
Yeah, the thing is that Burton can get around traffic a lot better than Kenseth. Kenseth is he's using all the racetrack to get his lap times. Burton doesn't have to, so I think Kenseth is in trouble.
And here's something else about Jeff Burton. After the story that came out at New Hampshire last Sunday about whether or not their wheels had been, you know,
Tampered with.
Yeah, tampered with. The NASCAR said no, and the cars made it through post-race inspection. Jeff Burton came here more determined than I've seen him in a long, long time. And he knows if he can get back to victory lane today, that would mean a lot.
Those wheels are working good now.
175 races since Burton's last victory.
Matt, what about this 31? What are they saying?
Well, they've used those headlines as pretty much motivation like an NFL team does from the opposing team. But BP, every time the 07, and now the 29's gone to the garage, but every time the 07 goes by, you can see the look of concern on the faces of the guys here in the 31 pit, because typically when something happens to a teammate engine-wise, they're all the same parts. Usually it happens to you as well, Alan, so there's a lot of concern here in the 31 pit.
Kevin Harvick has just climbed from his car. He's walking away just for a moment. See if we can get a thought from Kevin. Kevin, I know you must be terribly disappointed. Some thoughts?
I blew up. Guys have done a great job all year, and that's the first time we've had an engine failure in I don't know how long. So, good day for the GM Goodwin Chevrolet. Guys did good. And what do you do?
Thanks, Kevin. Harvick has been running at the end of every Cup and every Busch race this year. 23 laps to go at Dover, and Jeff Burton has been all over the rear bumper of Matt Kenseth and even got alongside of him, but could not complete the pass for the lead.
Look at that car right through the middle of the corner. That 31 car is so much faster than the 17, but he can't let it come off the corner up against the wall. You see, Kim, it's been a long time, Kim, I know.
It's just a matter of time, though, before Burton gets into a position where he'll be able to drive up, run up past the 17 scorer and drift up in front of him. But Matt's running that. Here we go. Is he going to stay there? And Matt's running that line where he's way, way up high, and then he dives down to the bottom, exiting the corner, which makes it really tough for Burton, because Burton's got to kind of let off. Burton's got to get beside him and stay beside him.
Or
at least getting into the corner. Then when he gets into the corner, he should be able to have enough to scoop by him in the center of the corner. But if he follows him into the corner, it's going to be really difficult to make the pass.
And third place is over
Plenty to go. Plenty of time. You can do it.
over 8 seconds behind these two cars.
And something about this 31 bunch, they really haven't been able to finish some of these races in the strong fashion that they've run the first half of them. This is a huge, huge finish for them here, being strong the last 100 laps.
Yeah, they've dominated a lot of races, early to the middle, even 3/4 to the race, and then that last pit stop, they seem to dial the car out.
They dialed her in today, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
19 to go, Marty.
And that's exactly what you're talking about with Jeff Burton. That has happened to Matt Kenseth today. They have not been able to make the car work as well on this run. Matt said it's extremely tight, and the line he wants to run is right on the bottom of the racetrack. They have not adjusted on this car on the last 2 stops, and this is the first time Matt's mentioned the car being tight since about lap 100. Matt
Burton trying all kinds of different lines to work his way around the 17. One of his best friends here in the NASCAR garage area is Matt Kenseth. He tries to work the bottom again. He has said many times, I went to Richard Childress Racing not to end my career, but to restart it. Looks like he's definitely doing that, not only this season, but definitely today.
Just can't quite complete it.
If he could stay up next to him, he just, Matt had a little bit more speed coming off that high side. Matt's doing a great job. I mean, he's doing a great job with that car and the tires that it's on. So he's trying to do everything he can to take away whatever line Jeff Burton wants. He's trying to take that away.
4 top 5s for Burton this season. His best finish, second at Chicago. These guys used to be teammates at Roush.
Whoa!
Check that. Jeff Burton's let signal. Here we go.
But he doesn't have enough to drift up the racetrack. So Kenseth has got the run. Now, if Burton could just stay there and scoot through the center, he may have enough to pull it off. But the 17 car gets such a good run off the corner, it's not enough for Burton. Good racing.
16-15 now to go.
And you know Jeff Burton wants this as badly as anyone has ever won the victory, because it's been a long time.
And you heard what Jeff said on the pre-race show, that Richard Childress told him, I will do whatever it takes to get back on top in this series. Burton with 17 career wins. Kenseth won here in the spring. Both these drivers chasing the Nextel Cup championship. The only other driver in the chase in the top 10 right now is Jeff Gordon, who's in 6th. Denny Hamlin is 11th, Johnson 13th, Martin 14th.
Now, traffic could come into play here. If Kenseth catches one of these guys just the wrong way and just has to stay off that throttle just a little bit, it may be enough for Burton. Up beside him, coming off the corner now. A little bit sideways, 31. He's got to have that racetrack to be able to drift.
How fine is that line between making the pass and putting it's going the wrong way?
It's very fine. I mean, you got, like I said, Burton is showing how fine that line is right now. I mean, he's right there. But he knows he's got to stay beside him, almost nose to nose, side by side, going into the corner for him to have a shot at being able to pass him on the exit of the corner.
Because he's running so much faster through the center of the corner, that's where he can get that advantage if he can watch just how much faster he is in the center. But it's off the corner. He needs the entire racetrack, as Wally has kept saying.
Be 10 to go when they get to the line this time. They're in turn 3.
No, Matt drifted up pretty high that lap.
This could be it.
He's a little bit higher than he's normally been drifting there.
It's a huge run off the turn.
Yeah, but he's got to be careful not to slide up too high, because if he slides up too high, he's going to open that door for Burton.
Go race clean.
And that's one thing. You got 2 guys that you don't have to worry about. They're a little bit of a slide there from the 17. I mean, they'll race each other clean, and that's what's fun when you're in this position right here. You know the other guy's not going to wreck you.
Inside of 9 to go. Matt Kenseth has led 212 laps today. Jeff Burton has not led.
He is so close.
8 laps to go. 8.
Now, tell you what, inside that car, Matt's doing everything he can do. He's got the worst tires, and he's doing a great job right now holding that line, taking away just enough to where Burton can't make the pass.
And I hope They did their math right as far as fuel was concerned. Side by side at the start-finish line, Kenseth still has it.
But Burton's a little bit closer to him now than he has been.
Right now, this will be the key. If he can stay side by side. Nope, he can't do it. Because he's getting a little bit loose off that bottom. When he's on the bottom of another car and he's trying to get on the throttle, he's loose. So he's got to backpedal a little bit. Got to get off the throttle a little bit. That's just enough for the 17 to pull ahead.
Marty.
About 4 laps ago, Matt Kenseth came on the radio and in a very exhausted voice said, how many laps left? How many laps left? As if to say, how much longer do I have to hold him behind me?
There it is.
No longer.
Clear. All right, buddy, drive away from him now.
This is down the backstretch. Burton is taking the lead.
Good job. Settle in now. Settle in. He can't catch you. 5 to go.
And 5 bonus points for the 31 car.
Kenseth hasn't given up just quite yet.
He's going to change his line. He's running a little bit higher now to see if he can get more grip up there. But it doesn't look like it's going to get enough.
Well, he gets a good run. I mean, he gets a good run getting off the corner. Here's where they're even. Here's where the 31's faster. Now the 17 will get a good run getting off the corner.
4 to go.
That lap, Kenseth was quicker than Burton.
21 of Schrader. Schrader is 3 laps down.
But the tough thing, the way he's running, Matt Kenseth, it's going to be tough to make the pass on Burton the line he's running.
Matt?
175 races now, Bill, since he's last won. But when he won a Busch race in the spring in Atlanta, he was holding back his emotions when he said, you never know how long it's going to be between victories. He's got a number of years. He is only now about 2 laps away from ending that long drought, and especially making another big hit in a positive way, chasing the Nextel Cup.
2 laps to go. And I'll tell you, the weather is moving in here in a hurry.
Rapidly.
Oh, no. 17 is slowing down. He's out of gas.
Robbie.
Oh.
Really killed us, you guys. This is stupid.
Marty.
Use the pit road. We'll get it down. Get the pizza right here.
Bill, you can hear the conversations. Matt Kenseth saying this was stupid, guys. This killed us. He said, I'm out of gas. I'm out of gas. The last lap, Matt Kenseth runs out of fuel.
So does the 41, it looks like.
Reed Sorensen is on the apron. Jeff Burton is in turn 3. The long road back.
I want to thank y'all for putting me back in this deal. You guys have resurrected my deal. Thank you so much. Good job. Woo!
Jeff Burton's going back to victory lane.
Good job, guys.
His wife Kim.
Crew Chief Scott Miller. What if he knows how to do burnouts? What if he's going to do a burnout?
I think he's old school.
Yeah, he'd be in such a hurry to get back to victory lane.
And Jeff Burton unofficially leads the championship standings by 2 points over Matt Kenseth.
I'll bet he hasn't forgotten how. Jeff's family here with him. He's already had a long line of visitors from Mark Martin to Greg Biffle to Kevin Harvick to Richard Childress. Jeff, congratulations. It's been a long time. Emotions on a thrilling win.
That was a heck of a race. You know, it's so much fun racing Matt and those guys. You know, that was a hard race. I finally snuck by him, and I think he ran out of fuel. I hate to see that. It was a really tough race. And, you know, I just so appreciative for Singular and SKF and Coke and, you know, everybody, everybody on this car that stuck with us through some times that weren't so tough. And thank Richard for believing in me and this team for resurrecting me. This team has brought me back into it, and I'm so grateful for it.
You talked earlier this summer about the fact that you never gave up on yourself. It's been a long time since you'd won one of these races. Tell us about that.
Well, it has been a long time, and you know, I felt like we just kept putting ourselves in position we'd have a chance, and we've been doing a good job of that this year, and we didn't lead till the end, and we were right when it counted. So the thing that we were struggling with, we did the best today. Pit stop, like the last pit stop, and the strategy is what won the race. And those guys laid out. We beat like 3 cars off pit road, and you can see how close it was with Matt. That was the difference between winning and finishing second.
Tell me about the winning pass. You had to work at that one for a while.
Matt's he's such a great racer, and that's such a great race team. And I knew when I got to him, he was running the top and I was running the bottom. I knew it was going to take a long time, and just finally I drove in there a little deeper than I should have, and the back end rolled around, and I just got in the gas and it stuck. And it was an opportune time, but again, man, buddy.
Clint Boyer, his teammate.
It's feels really good to have the support of these guys and so many people, and when things aren't going well, you just can't quit. You just got to keep fighting. We got 8 to go. This deal isn't over. We got 8 to go, and we can't lose focus. This is a great deal, but we can't lose focus on what we got going the next 8 weeks.
Unofficially, as they're rechecking everything, but you are the championship leader barely at the end of this race. I thought there.
Well, we'll take it, and a great weekend for RCR to finish, sweep the weekend. That's really good, and real proud of the effort that everybody, not just the singular team or all 360 employees at RCR have stepped it up and doing an incredible job.
Congratulations.
And it's getting ready to rain.
Yes, it is. Jeff Burton has won at Dover. Marty.
Alan, fun to see Jeff Burton in victory lane, and it was awesome to watch these 2 old friends go into spirited battle at the end of the race. Now, walk me through those final few laps. Was fuel even a consideration for you?
Obviously it was. I didn't know it was. When we got our last caution with 80 to go or 70 to go, they said we were fine. There was absolutely no problem at all, even with the green-white checkered. So I didn't even think about it. So that's pretty frustrating. I almost gave the race away, messed it up in the pits, and I was pretty pumped up. We were able to overcome that and lead the race, and thought we had the best car. We just had an electrical problem in the car that hurt us, and I think that cost us the lead. We had some fans going out and stuff, so that cost us, the lead, but we didn't have enough gas to get there anyway, so just kind of frustrating.
Somehow, though, Matt Kenseth still finishes 10th, and he's 3rd in the championship standing.